how are you? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a book tag, and this one is the Stay Gold book tag. It was created by Mild Rumpus, and it was inspired by The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. I was actually tagged in this one by E.D. Lewis Reviews, so thank you so much to E.D. Lewis for tagging me in this one. I apologize if I can't get to everybody. There's no way I could mention everybody. If I don't mention you, it does not mean I don't love you. It's just that there's no way I could mention everybody, even if I want to. But yeah, let's get to the questions. Number 1, Ponyboy Curtis. Share some booktubers who have been especially supportive of your channel. There are so many. Cliff's Dark Gems. I really appreciate Cliff. He's actually mentioned me on his channel a couple times. I really appreciate that. Happy Haunts Library, Crits Reads, Shady Side Library, E.D. Lewis Reviews, Katrina Brown. Actually, Katrina, I don't remember if it was right before I started YouTube or right after. I believe it was right before, but I had been following her for a while on YouTube and also Instagram. And I reached out to her on Instagram and I just said, hey, I am really awkward, and I mean, I'm still awkward, but I told her I'm really awkward and I'm trying to get past the whole talking to myself on camera thing, and I hate to hear my voice. How do you get used to that? And she was so nice about it and so encouraging, and she said it gets easier. The more you do it, the easier it's going to get, and you're going to get used to it. And it was kind of the nudge I needed, and I just will always be grateful and always so appreciative of that. Just how supportive and how nice she was about it. And then The Grim Hobbyist is another one. She and I started about the same time, I think within a couple of weeks of each other, and we had been Instagram friends for a while before that. But there for a while, up until a couple of weeks ago, we had the same video editing software, and she knew it really well because it's the same software her husband uses. And I would ask her, hey, how do you do this or how do you do that? And she would send me over little videos of her working with the software and walking me through it. And that was very helpful because I did not know what I was doing at first. I still, I recently switched because it was too complicated. But yeah, she was really helpful, and just, she's constantly sharing my stuff on Instagram and everything. And I'm really appreciative. But yeah, I could go on and on. There have been so many people, and so many people pushing me forward and helping me out, and just so many people that have been supportive on YouTube. Number 2, Darrel Darry Curtis. Share a channel that has inspired or somehow influenced your channel. This one was easy because this channel I have followed. This was like the first BookTube channel I followed, especially horror, and that is Slime and Slashers. Kelsey, I freaking love her. I love her channel. She is a very genuinely sweet person, and also she's hilarious. I love her reviews. She's just so animated and really fun to watch, and I absolutely love her channel and have loved it for a long time. And she doesn't know it, well, I guess she will now, but she really encouraged me to start a YouTube channel. And I was a chicken for a long time, but I followed her for a couple years as I was trying to talk myself into starting YouTube. But her channel really encouraged me to get started, and I just really enjoy watching her. And she has a lot of book suggestions and book recommendations that I would not have thought of on my own, and I would not have found if it hadn't been for her channel. So yeah, definitely recommend. Number 3, Sodapop Curtis. Share a BookTube channel that makes you laugh and brings you joy. I had the same answer to this one as E.D. Lewis did, and that is Bad as Rad 2. She is so fun and so funny, and also really creative, but she does a lot of like skits. She's really fun to watch. Even though a lot of her stuff is hilarious, she does do more serious stuff too. Like you'll see her do history of graveyards and things like that as well, and it is fascinating. So yeah, but she does make me laugh a lot. And I follow her on Instagram as well, but her reels are really good. Number 4, Keith Two-Bit Mathews. Recommend some new to you BookTube channels that you enjoy watching. There are a lot of new to me channels, and you know, I participated in Old School April and discovered a whole lot of new channels with that and around that time. So I can't mention all of them, but I decided to mention 3. Literary Love 123, Sean Stevenson Books, and Pretty in Paper Cuts. I think Pretty in Paper Cuts I discovered right before Old School April, but it was around that time. Number 5, Dally Winston. What was something that you initially found tough as a BookTube newbie? Share how you overcame it. Oh my gosh, like just getting out of my shell and finding, like just getting comfortable and getting out of my shell, and getting started was even hard. I probably redid my first video 15 times, no joke. It took forever. And I had to have complete silence. I told everybody in the house I have to have complete silence because I was so nervous. But yeah, just overcoming that and then coming back every week at first and getting the nerve over and over was even hard. And yeah, just finding that, finding that rhythm and finding that, comfortable spot was really hard. But overcoming it was actually easier than I expected. And it was all the people that I mentioned. It was them encouraging me, and it was them commenting on my videos and saying, oh, I loved this video, or hey, thank you for that recommendation. They helped me a lot. And I don't even know if they realize how much that helped, but thank you so much to all of you. But you guys helped me more than you will ever know. But it was because of you guys that I came back every week. And no matter how hard it was, I came back anyways. Because yeah, it was so encouraging to see those comments, and it didn't matter if it was like, 5 views or 10 views or whatever. It didn't matter. That was encouragement for me. And yeah, it just made me come back every week. Number 6, Steve Randall. What is your favorite video on your channel? So my favorite one, it's really funny because it didn't get a ton of views, but it doesn't even matter because it was my June reset vlog. And the reason I liked it so much is because, one, I really needed it, and my life is still crazy. I've been mentioning that for the last couple months. It has not leveled out for me at all. It's not really going any better. Yeah, but the June reset vlog is something that I really needed, and it's just a positive thing that I could put out there and put together, and it allowed me to be creative, and it allowed me to, think positive and put my best foot forward, and just. Yeah, I like the way it turned out. I like that I could encourage other people. I felt like the comments I was getting, it felt like I was able to help other people with it. And it just made me feel really good. Even though my life is still a mess, I do feel like I was able to help other people with it. And that made me feel really good. And that's got to be my favorite one so far. Number 7, Sherri Cherry Valance. Share a channel that you enjoy watching outside of BookTube. So one of my favorite hobbies, aside from books, is decorating. You can't tell because the only place I can decorate here is this one room. Part of reason why my life is so crazy is because since November we've been living here. We haven't, had our own place. So, and it's coming, like it'll be probably within the next few months. But yeah, one of the things that I love to do is decorate. And so I love to watch home tours and apartment tours. So I watch a lot of Apartment Therapy. Alexandra Gator, she's a home decorator out of Canada, I believe Toronto. But DIY Danny, she's actually a friend of Alexandra Gator. But I like both of them, even though this style, DIY Danny is a little bit more my style because she's a little bit more quirky. Alexandra Gator isn't necessarily my style all the time, but I love that they both show like realistic how-tos. They don't just throw it together and you have no idea what just happened. You have no idea how they did it. They show practical solutions, and also practical solutions if you're renting, and like things you could do on your own. And I really appreciate that. So I love both of those channels. In Apartment Therapy, they show all different, like small spaces, bigger spaces, you know, from everywhere, all over the world. And I just really love that. So those are some that I like. Number 8, Johnny Cade. Discuss the effect that BookTube has had on you as a reader. The obvious would be discovering books that I would not have found on my own, and discovering genres that I would not have even thought of. It's amazing how many are out there that I had no idea. You think you're a seasoned reader, you think that you're well read, and then you discover YouTube and there's this whole world out there that you knew nothing about, and you're like, geez, I was way, you know, I almost feel behind. You know what I mean? But, I mean, not behind, but you know, just didn't know as much as you thought you did. But that, and then also it's pushed me more. I don't put pressure on myself. You know, even this month I could have participated in more readathons or whatever. I don't push myself, but it does challenge me a little bit. You know, it challenges me to read a little bit more than I normally would if it wasn't for YouTube. And I like that. I like to challenge myself a little bit. Number 9, sunsets. Share a piece of advice or wisdom. I'm gonna use BookTube for this. I'm gonna use advice as this pertains to BookTube. If you're thinking of starting a BookTube channel or a YouTube channel, just do it. I waited a year. I held myself back for a year out of fear, and I wish I hadn't. Like, I kicked myself all the time because I held myself back on friendships and, you know, progress and, you know, productivity and everything because I was scared, and I wish I hadn't. Because the BookTube community, once I finally got into it, welcomed me with open arms. And I wish I had done it a year before and gotten into it, because I, you know, missed out on a lot in that year. And yeah, just do it. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't let being awkward or being, you know, shy hold you back, because this is the most welcoming community you will be a part of. It's amazing. It's simply amazing. I have not ran into anybody rude here or whatever, ever. Also, if you think you're awkward, or if you think you're gonna ramble on, or if you think you're, you know, gonna stumble or fumble over your words or whatever, that's what the editing is for. And you have full control of editing. You can edit out all the awkward silences, mess ups, whatever. You have full control of that. And it's magic. So don't let that stop you, because you'd be amazed at what you can do with editing. Also, you know, don't let the current fads or anything like that change who you are. If you just read whatever you like to read, you know, like, don't worry about what everybody else is doing. If you like to read the latest and greatest books, do that. You know, if you like to read books from 100 years ago, do that. But just be whoever you are. If who you are is this awkward person, you be that person. You just be you, and your people will find you and they will love you. I promise you. They will. So yeah, just do that. Whoever you are, you just put that person forward. So yeah, and then your people are gonna find you, they're gonna love you, and all will be good. You will see, and you will form your little community, your little corner of YouTube. Don't worry about the numbers. Don't worry about comparing yourself to other people. Don't say, oh my gosh, I've been doing this for 6 months and so have they, but they have all these more people. It does not matter. It doesn't matter. You know, you may have this little niche genre that you do that not as many people are into, and that is okay, but you found your people. And that's really a beautiful place to be, because you don't have to act. You don't have to put on a show. You get to read whatever you want. You don't have to worry about fitting in a little bubble, and you're not obligated to read things that you're not really interested in when you're in that little spot. You know what I mean? So yeah, like I could have grew my channel really quickly had I been more into like romance and stuff, but I'm not a romance girly. So, and not everybody's into horror, and that's okay, but that's what I like. So yeah, like romance channels and all of that, they grow quicker. I'm not a romance girly. I cannot do it. So I'm into horror, and sometimes, you know, my taste in horror is all over the place. I don't just like, you know, haunted houses or just vampires or whatever, like, but the people that follow my channel, hopefully they realize that my taste is everywhere. And sometimes you're gonna have, you know, vampires and mermaids and haunted houses and comedy and all this stuff all in the same video. It's random, it's all over the place, but that's just me. So yeah, just be you, and your people are gonna find you. That's the best advice I can think of, but embrace that. Yeah, I'll stop. Number 10, stay gold, tag others. I'm not actually gonna tag anybody because I think a lot of you have probably already been tagged. It's a pretty close community. I think a lot of our friends are each other's friends. I'm not gonna tag you. I'll just say, you know, channels mentioned or whatever. However, if you haven't been tagged yet, if you want to do it, or if you see this and haven't been tagged, even if I didn't mention you or whatever, you know, if you feel free and just tag me in your videos so I could see your answers, because I'd love to know. Anyways, I will see you Friday. Bye for now.